What's up guys, this is Nick. My Mustang's currently sitting in my driveway after getting dropped off by a tow truck. Reason for that is after I got home from Mustang week, went on a drive with some friends, and I realized that my no-lift shift was backwards, meaning that it's supposed to work where you put your foot on the gas all the way, then you put your foot on the clutch and it engages the no-lift shift. What it was doing is I'd put the clutch to the floor and then give it gas and it engaged the no-lift shift, so it did it while I was downshifting. I forgot about that. We got to this like beautiful open area that I was going to do some donuts in, and so I put my foot to the floor on the clutch, put foot to the floor on the gas, dumped the clutch, and when I did it, it engaged the no lift shift and it shot crazy flame out of the exhaust. And it wasn't like the flame wasn't that big, but like the sound of it, like it sounded like an extremely serious explosion, like unlike any other like flames that my car shot before. And in the footage of it, you can see that the two flames are coming out of my exhaust tip, and then immediately after that, it looks like there's a fire in the middle of the car. The car shut off, and I checked the fuel pump fuse, and it had blown. Replaced it, blew it immediately as soon as I installed it in there. So I redid my whole wire harness. It's all custom. It's all in the trunk. I know where all the wires are, and everything looks good. The only thing I can't check is from the power from the relay to the fuel pump. So there's probably something that may have shorted out. Maybe the fuel pump shorted out, or there's something happening from there to there. So I'm gonna try to get the car up on 2x4s by myself so that I can get it onto a jack, and I'm gonna drop the tank with a full tank of gas. So that's how I gotta find a way to siphon it. There's an anti-siphoning valve, so I can't really siphon it while it's in. So let's get to it. That was way more of a fucking pain in the ass than I anticipated it to be. Check this out, we got a real nice split right there. We got another one right here. And then to top it off, whoa. Hey. Hey. Holly. Before you start removing these straps, you want to make sure that your jack, I use 2 jacks going perpendicular with it so that I can hold the weight pretty evenly. You also want to make sure that you're not blocking the strap with the jack as if you were to have a 2x4 going across blocking it, because obviously you need to remove it before you're able to drop the tank down. So now that I got both of these jacks in a position that I'm happy about, I'm going to go ahead and start removing these bolts. 8 mil right here you need to remove. I ain't gonna flex, that scared the shit out of me. You can see that that's already receding down in there. You want to make sure that your cap is removed. I definitely remember to remove that. That's some gas. Disconnect this plug, disconnect this. It's easiest to just pop this out, take this whole thing with it, this whole harness, and then now besides purge valve back there, this is ready to come out. While I'm removing this, I'm twisting it. As I took the fuel pump out, I found all of this heat shrink that was bundled up towards the bottom of the wires, and this was completely exposed. So I believe that the issue that I was having, the reason it's shorting out, is because these are shorting out, being able to touch each other. When I left to do the burnout, probably jolted, allowed those to tap together once they were exposed. So the issue with fixing this, how you would normally want to do this, is if you have plenty of wire, you cut one of the wires like right here, so that connection's here to here, and then you'd cut the other one like down here, so there's really no chance of those being able to touch each other. This fuel pump's been cut so many different times and spliced that I really have no wire left to be able to do that with, so I didn't really have much of a choice. So it would really be best if I could get some much longer wires on here, but there's really not a way to avoid having this connection here. And if I put heat shrink on it, obviously it did what it did, it swelled up and fell off. If I use electrical tape, it'll be the same situation. So what I'm going to use is these splices that have heat shrink built onto them, and I believe that's going to be the best solution to the situation. Last time I put on the fuel pump sock that Aeromotive gave to me, and the other one that I had actually seemed like it would have worked better in the tank, because you can kind of see where the fuel pump sits in there is at a pretty awkward angle, and it probably would have worked better with the other source. So I'm just gonna throw this in there real quick and see which one makes more sense. I doubt you'll be able to see much, but there is a baffle inside there that the fuel pump is currently sitting in. You can see the baffle, and you see how close it is to the wall over on this side of it, and then on the other side it's very far away. So if I have that little fuel pump sock that just has it right in the middle, it's going to be hitting this left side and it's going to be far away from the right side. So I'm going to put the one that's offset a little bit, and I'm going to make sure that based off of the top, this side is going to be the short side of the sock and this is going to be the long side of the sock. We got the fuel pump finesse back into the tank. I'm just looking in through the side right here and trying to be able to guide it into the baffling. And we made sure that the seal was on under here, and then this right here, this locking ring. Maxed out all the way. This is the purge valve right here. I replaced this last time. This rubber grommet right here always goes bad. I always want to make sure that you replace it. I actually had one of the back part of these fall off into the tank because it hadn't been replaced in so long. I replaced this probably a month or two ago, so I'm not going to replace any of these. This is where the fuel level sender is, and I'm just going to give this a quick cleaning while I got it out, and then we'll throw it back in. Gas tank's all the way strapped in. That gasket's in, those 3 screws are in, gas cap is in, last bolt down there that holds on the filler neck is in, and all that we got left is to see if she start. So what we're looking for is for it to build 40 psi, and as soon as it builds it, I'm turning it on. No gas. That's exciting. I honestly didn't think I'd have it running today, so that's extremely exciting. Hope you enjoy watching this shit. I'm doing autocross this weekend, so keep that video.